Morning YouTube, and welcome to the channel. Right, today I'm going to have a look and see if I can start talking about this solar system that I've had installed in my property for the last it's now almost 3 years. And especially for the people in South Africa, we all know we're sitting with load shedding at the moment, and yeah, it's I know that people are suffering really out there business wise, people at home. It makes everybody's lives very difficult. And then, if you're all going to excuse me, I'm going to put my glasses, dark glasses on. It is impossibly bright out in the sun today. I live in a small town in the Eastern Cape, out in Jeffreys Bay. And I've seen numerous questions on the Jeffreys Bay group. Yeah, does solar work here in Jeffreys Bay or at the coast? Because we've got a lot of cloudy days. And the answer is straight out yes. You know, if solar works in England, you know, it will definitely work here in sunny South Africa anywhere. The amount of power that you will then be able to generate in a cloudy, let's start there while we're talking about it, is, you know, it depends on the amount of panels that you will have. I've got a 8.8 kilowatt Sunsynk inverter, just over 10 kilowatts of solar panels. The one behind me is one facing in an easterly direction. I have got another 16 panels facing north, and so yes, they do work well. And on a day like today, we can go and double check with the sun like it's shining at the moment. I'll be generating at least 2.5–3 kilowatts of power with no problem. In fact, probably more now that the sun is a little bit out. So yes, it does work. Now 2–3 kilowatts of power is more than enough for the average house. You know, a house running with a fridge and a freezer during the day, you might have 1 or 2 computers running, probably consume in the region of 500 to 800 watts of power. It all depends, but my house, there are always at least 3 computers running, desktop computers. There will always be, I think I've got 6 fridges running, fridge and freezers, and a couple of other things that's on. And the house will consume on average about 1 to 1.4 kilowatt of power. You know, and that depends. That will go on and off as the appliances switches on and off. So yes, more than enough power during cloudy days. In summertime, peak, yeah, around about 1 o'clock with no clouds. Obviously the temperatures are a lot higher, so then your panels are not as efficient, but I will then generate in the region of 8 to 9 kilowatts of power. You'll never get to the 10 or just over 10 kilowatt really, because of all the losses and the temperature increase that increases the resistance. So there are quite a lot of losses in that respect. But yes, solar panels is definitely the way to go, especially in South Africa. Worldwide, yes. I mean, you just get self-reliant and don't have any energy bills anymore or electric bills anymore. I currently, my current bill is I think 382 Rand a month, and that is just for the privilege to be able to have electricity at my house. So that's just money that will get paid to the municipality. I feed quite a lot of power back into the grid. What I'll do is I will make another video explaining and showing all the workings of the system, and that's better done on the computer, where it's very easy to explain, and one can see all the numbers. That is easy then to work with and understand. As far as the cost is concerned for the system, yes, solar is not a cheap investment if you are paying for it upfront. In South Africa, most banks now will give you a loan for solar. I always tell the people, take out a home loan or take a loan on your house. That is still the cheapest money here in South Africa to loan, and you just pay that money back if that is the way you need to go. But my system, as it is here, I have paid with installation 200,000 Rand. Lying, it's 220. I've recently bought another lithium battery. So that would include the 8 kilowatt inverter, Sunsynk inverter, plus the 10 kilowatts of power panels, the installation, and I have got three 3.5 kilowatt Pylontech batteries. Will be sufficient for me during the night to run my house at night for about 7 hours. We will look at things that we are using at home. We will not use the microwave and other hydro items to get through that 7 hours. We often get, we recently often had a lot of power outages that last about 6 hours. So yes, I can get away with running my house at night for that amount of time. So yes, it is not a cheap investment, but we're getting another increase from our electricity supplier Eskom in the next month or two, and it just makes it cheaper to have this system installed 3 years ago already. I worked it out, and we can look at the numbers on the other video that I'll make. But I should have paid that system off in about 4 years at the prices for about a year ago. And since then we had electricity increase already, and with this another electricity increase, which is another, well, it's almost 19%, but we won't be paying 19%. We'll probably pay closer to 25% to the municipality. So yes, 25% increase is a massive increase on your electricity bill. I would pay it off even quicker. And then just for the people that has been following the white elephant here sitting on the roof, the Tesla wind turbine. Yes, it is working, it is turning, it's producing electricity, but it is definitely not worth trying to go the wind turbine route anymore for me. I mean, I'm living in a town where the wind is probably made. There's a huge amount of wind turbines, big wind turbines up in this area. We've got a lot of wind, and it can be an asset. Yes, spread your risk in making different forms of energy, and having different forms of energy, I should say, and just to fill the supply. But if you think that you have to pay roughly 25,000 Rand which is cheap for a wind turbine here in South Africa. I mean, this is imported. You will wait, if you're lucky, you'll get it within 6 months after you ordered it. With the installation, that is not everything that you need. You have to step up the voltage to get the electricity up and working into your inverter, if you want to tie it into an inverter. For that price, by the time you finish, you could have almost bought another 3.5 kilowatt batteries. Yeah, so I would rather go for the batteries, to be honest. Don't have the worry about the wind turbine. You know, we get very strong winds, and that vertical turbine brake does not hold in strong winds. You see, I have a strap that is next to the turbine, and in strong winds I just used to strap the turbine, just hook it onto the turbine that it doesn't turn. So the horizontal turbines, they are not legal in a built-up area, in the area where I live, because it's a noisy thing. So and I don't think my neighbors will like me very much if that thing spins on fairly high speed, yeah, and when up to 80 kilometers an hour. That's quite a noisy thing. People have been asking. Yes, it does work. Yes, it does produce electricity. Does it produce the rated amount? No, not quite. It's supposed to be a 2 kilowatt turbine. You know, and it really needs to spin at max RPM in good winds. What makes that turbine very nice where I am here is there's quite a lot of turbulence coming over the hill if the wind comes from the west, and that has actually got no problem with the wind direction, because it spins up fairly easy. My opinion, just buy another battery before you buy a wind turbine. It is worth it. I have put mine onto a support wall that is a fairly strong wall in my building, and if that wind turbine breaks, you know, in the strong winds, and the brake comes on and off, the resonance, you can actually hear the resonance through the house, which is then also a big disturbance and not worth it. I would not put that wind turbine onto my house. I would have it separate to the home structure, because you will definitely hear the resonance of that brake through the walls. If anybody wants to know a little bit more about the solar, please leave a comment. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible regarding the solar installation. Like I said, I will make some follow-up videos, and you can see exactly how much power I have produced with the system. We can have a look month to month what the power consumption is on my house, what the power production is. I love all sorts of graphs. I just play around with graphs all day, and I can show you quite a number of depictions on how the energy is actually working around my house back into the grid. I will leave it there. I will make another video, and we can talk about it then. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.